These are my power rankings for Stage 2 Americas. And first up, we're going to take a quick look at the ELO ratings. These are the ELO ratings post Stage 2 or post Masters for the 3 teams that attended. And yeah, Lev is far in front, then G2 and NRG. The 3 that made the international are kind of far ahead above the rest. And then the rest of the teams are kind of close. And then Loud, Cloud9, Furia, and EG are a bit lower. Yeah, there are some in there that I don't think are really representative of how the split went, but in Americas, kind of everyone did beat everyone, so it also makes a bit of sense. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how it's gonna go within Stage 2. And the changes with the 2 new maps coming in, Summit and Sunset for Pearl and Fracture. These are the changes because of it. And Lev, Energy, G2 are still at the top. Then 100 Thieves actually quite ahead, and then the rest of the teams are kind of close by each other. But yeah, it's not that representative. A lot of the teams haven't played Ascent, Summit, or Sunset. So yeah, it's gonna change over the course of Stage 2, and it's gonna get closer in terms of accuracy. But right now, just interesting to look at. So now let's get into the actual power rankings. But before we actually rank these teams, I'm quickly gonna go over the couple of roster changes. And first up with C9, during Stage 1, already Note came in for Vic, as well as Jack for Penny. And then in the off-season, Fireball Ops came in for Zappa. And now suddenly Vic is coming back in for Note, which I don't I don't exactly know what that's about. But I felt better about this team if Note would be playing than Vic. But I do think it's an upgrade, but I would have preferred to see Note over Vic. Then for Envy, Glyph is coming in from Gentlemates in EMEA, and he's coming in for Poppin. I don't know what the deal is with Extra. I thought he would be out of the team as well, but I haven't heard anything about a replacement for him, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait and see for the first match who's gonna come in. But yeah, I think Cliff is a good pickup, but I don't really think differently about this team because of it. Then for Furia, Elim and Nerf are out, and coming in are Basic and Shy. And I think these are good pickups, but I also don't think that they are much better players. So I still kind of view this team the same, maybe slightly better, but overall kind of the same. Then for Crew, Heat is coming in for Silence, which I think is quite a good pickup. I think that should make the team quite a bit stronger. And yeah, I'm excited to see that. I thought he was great when he last was within T1, so looking forward to that. And so that already concludes the roster changes, at least the one that I've seen reported on by Sheep Esports. So yeah, I don't know if there are any other that I'm not aware of, but that's just a few, the ones that I know. So let's actually rank these teams, and starting off in S tier, it's gotta be Lev. They did just win an international, so I think it makes sense to put them as the sole S tier team. I did think that G2 and NRG should have done way better than they actually did, so it was quite disappointing. And even though G2 always does very well within Americas, I'm still only gonna put them in A tier and not put them in the same tier as Lev, since that's just what we saw at Masters London. So yeah, we gotta keep it accurate to what we last saw, I think. And then joining G2, I think, is Energy. They did make the international, but didn't quite perform as well. And I'm still gonna put MIBR in there. I know they kind of choked a bit in playoffs, but to me, they still should be one of the best teams. And I don't know, I can't imagine us personal making champs, so I've got to put MIBR up there. And then in B tier, I will put a couple of teams that I think are really good. I will put 100 Thieves in there, Furia, Crew, and probably Loud. I think I would have put C9 in B tier if Note would be playing instead of Vic. But yeah, the way it went, I think it's a bit worse. So I would put them at the top of C tier probably. And within B tier, I would probably say 100 Thieves look the best. I would even understand if you want to put them in A tier. I would then put Crew above Furia. Yeah, and then Loud being the lowest out of the B tier teams. I would also understand if you would want to put Loud in C tier. I could understand that, but I think they look good enough to be to warrant this B tier. And then joining C9 in C tier, I think is Sentinels first up. Um, I'm really unsure about them. I could realistically see them making it into B tier, like being better than some of these teams, because the roster has that potential, but we've just not seen that roster perform well. So yeah, because of that, I can't really be hyped about this team. And then I'm gonna put Envy in C tier, and EG being the only D tier team. I do think Envy has looked better than EG, and EG kind of looked a bit hopeless, so that's why they are my sole D tier team. Overall, I gotta say I'm really not sure about Americas, especially since within stage 1 kind of every team was able to beat each other at some point, kind of. So yeah, it feels really hard to power rank this region. I've mostly gone with what I've seen in stage 1 during the playoffs, what I last saw. Um, and there aren't a lot of changes, so because of that, I feel like it's roughly gonna be the same, but probably I'm gonna be wrong about a lot of things here, and it's gonna go much differently. But yeah, that'll also be exciting, right? But do let me know in the comments below which takes do you agree with, which teams am I overrating, which am I underrating here, and then we're gonna see each other later today actually for the pick'ems for week 1, for EMEA, Pacific and Americas, and week 2, which is kind of a huge super week for China.